Skin is glowing. Skin is glowing. Hi guys! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Sally and welcome. I'm a little tired. By the time you watch this, it'll probably be over, but it's the time of the month. So I'm a little down, a little foggy, but I still wanted to record this and give you a new kind of video. So here it is. In today's video, we'll be doing a makeup routine, a makeup tutorial on the products that I generally love to use. Just going to explain in as much detail as I can on why I enjoy using those products and just do a full face kind of thing. So get your makeup kit, get your bottle of water, and let's do this. Let's look flawless together. Okay, so I already did my skin prep. As you can see, my skin is looking very glowy, very dewy, very great. So let's get into it. And we're gonna start with, let's start with the brows. So some of the products that I have that I'm going to use that are my favorite, some of them are like very new, not very new-ish, but I'm realizing that this will be the next product that I keep on buying all the time. And then some of the other products are things that I've used over the years, you know. So as I said before, we're gonna start with brows, and one of the new products that I'm actually really in love with is this Maybelline Super Lock brow glue. I'm loving this glue. As you know, that the previous thing I was using was the Essence one, and I didn't really like that thing. So if I can't find this, I can always go back to the Catrice wax glue thingy for the brows. So yeah, let's use that. If you watch my other videos or if you check out my shorts, I did review this product, so you can check it out, but I enjoy it. This will 10 out of 10 would recommend. I like that it's like a glue-like texture. It's very like glue-like, so you know it's gonna make my eyebrows stick. I like how it also dries very quickly. Okay, so I'm just gonna let this dry on my face. Are you guys excited about Black Friday? I kind of am, but at the same time, Black Friday, especially in South Africa, is not always the best. Especially things that you want it to be Black Friday, you know? Like I want Black Friday to be for makeup and food, but the makeup, it's there, but it's not the things I want. But we'll see. And the Black Friday is not even giving like 80% off. It's always like a 30% off, and it's like, okay, but like I want to buy that product for like, if it was 200, I want to buy it for 50 rand, you know. Okay, so while this is drying on my eyebrows, I'm going to put on primer. In the meantime, I'm going to use two of my favorite primers, the Fit Me Matte and the Yardley primer. I just realized that this Yardley primer is actually not an eye primer, but it's like a face one. So you can use it for your whole face, but I always use it for just my eyelids. I feel like if this is not on sale, and if this is, I would buy this one to replace this. I'm gonna use the matte primer to put it in these areas here. Especially put it in the areas where I get the most oily. Also gonna put this matte primer on my forehead. I'm gonna put this Yardley one on my eyelid. As you can see, very oily in this area. Yeah, see, now it's no more oily. Very nice. I actually want to put it also the same Yardley here, as you can see. Okay, so I'm just gonna let this sit on my face for a minute, and then I'm gonna just fill in my eyebrows. The new eyebrow thing that I'm really loving these days is this Revolution Precisely Brow Pencil. Yes, I recently started using this literally a few days ago, and this is my favorite one for sure. Not only the price is nice, but the tip of this thing, look how beautiful it is. I don't know if I'm see how thin and small the tip is. This reminds me of the Benefit one, but in a affordable price. So you don't have to get the Benefit one. You can always get this Revolution one. So what I like to do is just, just lift it. Oh, I didn't show you. It also comes with a nice little spoolie at the end of it. See, 2-in-1. So what I like to do is first I like to just carve just the bottom, just to shape my eyebrow in a way. All products that I use in this video will be in the description below. So yeah, so I just like to do that, just carve my eyebrow at the bottom, and then I just fill it in those little gaps in my eyebrow, just like stroke-like movements. See, as you can see, I just fill it up to this point here, and then I would go with the spoolie and just like kind of comb in my eyebrow a little bit. And you see there was that harsh line there. See this harsh line? So this spoolie just kind of removes it, or not remove it, but blend it into that brow to fill it in. Okay, so this is how my eyebrow looks filled in. This is my eyebrow without it, and this is my eyebrow with. Not a huge difference, but you can tell that I did fill in. You can tell it's a lot more fuller than this side. Here there's some gaps, but this side looks like, yeah, no, there's an eyebrow there. Okay, so I did my eyebrows, as you can see. Okay, so now we're going to let us just carve my eyebrows. Let's carve the eyebrows. Okay, so what I like to use is a concealer that is close to basically my skin tone, which is now this Maybelline Instant multi-use concealer. This is in the shade 11. Only gonna just carve the underneath with the concealer, and then usually with the foundation I'll carve above. I use like a flat brush, very flat, and I just take it just like that and just carve it. So when I am done doing that, then I would like to just blend with a brush, a nice little brush, or you can blend with a beauty blender if you want to remove some product off your eyelid. So you just need to blend it all in. Because this is gonna be somewhat like not too much of a glam, I'm not gonna do too much on my eyelids. So you can just use a concealer that is the same shade as you. But if you are going to do like a very colorful, you're going to use like yellows and reds and all the stuff, then I would say use a concealer that is like 2-3 times lighter than your actual skin tone. When I do a very colorful eye look, I would use this, like a very nice white concealer. As you can see, this is the liquid concealer in the color Ivory. So I'd use these to put there. So I'd carve my literal eye, like what I did with this, but do the same thing with this one, and it'll give me that white base, and then I can start doing eyeshadow. I'm gonna do the other eyelid and then come back to you and do the rest of my face. Okay, so now we're going to color correct, and the product I am now really in love with, I think it's because of the applicator. I'm really in love with the applicator, and it's this Essence Correct and Conceal Orange Corrector in Tan. So you can use this, or you can use the LA Girl there's literally no difference between the two. Okay, so what I like to do when it comes to color correcting is just to put in those areas where I feel need a little more to be covered in a way. So you always put it in those like dark marks. So as you can see, I have this dark mark here. I'll put it there, just a little dot. I have this mark here from a previous pimple over there. Usually what I've learned over the years is that don't put color corrector on the pimple. You rather put the color corrector on like the dark mark that the pimples leave when it's healing. But this will help to just cover up the dark marks, even the dark circles. As you can see, I'm a lot darker, not too much, but a little more there in this area. So after I let it sit for like a minute, I'm going to use like a very small blending brush. This is one of the new brushes that I got. If you saw my previous video, I said I got this Real Techniques brushes, and I'm using the Deluxe Crease brush to blend it in. So you just tap, 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 tap. As you can see, now I have blended it in. You can also use a sponge to blend it in, but I don't know. I like blending my stuff first with a brush, and then if I have too much product, I use a sponge. So I don't know if you saw in my shorts, not in my shorts, what is it? It's like a mini tutorial that I did choosing which foundation I want to use. And the top 3 foundations that I like to use is the Revolution in the color F13, the Wet n Wild in the color Coca, the Fenty Beauty Easy Drop Skin Tint in the shade 18. I realized that the Fenty one is a little too yellow or too golden for me. This one, it's okay, but it's a tad too light. So the closest one I can use is this Revolution one. Oh, the Revolution one is also a tad bit too light, especially when it comes to matching my neck. It's a little too light. I'm still trying to look for a proper foundation for myself. If you have good foundation recommendations, please recommend me some. So I'm going to use this fluffy brush from Glow, my new favorite foundation brush. I'm just going to take it and just kind of put the product onto the brush and then apply it on my skin. I know you can also just directly put it on your face, but I feel like I'm trying to save this foundation, you know. I'm not trying to put it to waste. Makeup is too expensive for me to just put it on my face, and you kind of somehow, when you put it directly on your face, you kind of like using too much product on your skin. So just, you know, this is a better option just to save up product. And even professional makeup artists will always say, you know, don't, less is more, you know, don't put too much. So I'm trying to be like that. Okay, so I have now applied the foundation all over my face. And I know in the camera, this foundation looks perfect for my skin, but on my neck, I can tell you right now, not the best match. I also am trying to now use the beauty blender that came with that Real Techniques set. This is the, what's it called? The Miracle Complexion Sponge. Right now it's quite big because I did run it underwater, so it's kind of damp. So now we're going to put in concealer, and one of the new things I love to do now is to put 2 concealers on. We're first going to put the same concealer that I put in my eyelids, the Instant Eraser in the shade 11. The only reason why I like doing this now is because, I don't know, it kind of, putting a concealer that it's basically the same color as your foundation before you put a brightening concealer. Kind of dulls down that bright concealer, because sometimes that bright concealer is maybe too bright for your skin, and maybe you don't want a bright under eye underneath your eye. So I like to use that now. Okay, so now while this sits on my face, I'm going to spray a little bit of the Lasting Fix setting spray before I blend. Now we're going to contour a little bit, just a tiny bit. And what I'm going to use to contour is again, the Instant Eraser in the color 13 Coca. How I like to apply it is to just take this angled brush, as you can see, and just tap it in the product, and then just in this area. Just like that. Okay, so I'm gonna go back with this brush, the one that I blended out this area here. Just blend the rest of my concealer. So just okay, so I'm gonna now use a brightening concealer, and my new favorite is this Fit Me concealer in the shade 40. Usually I just put it in this area here, and then I also like to put just here and here. You can also put it here on your chin, just a tad bit, and here. So the next thing I'm going to do is bronzing, and my favorite bronzing color, well, concealer, is this Mahagony 147 in the Maybelline eraser. So I'm going to use this bronzing, just put it in this area here, so right above where I contoured. So gonna put it there by the nose area. And then also a little bit on the eyelid. And also to cover up the double chin. And I'm going to use this very small, dense brush, fluffy brush actually, to just blend out the area. And I'm going to keep the product kind of in that same area. I'm not going to move it too much. And just tap it in. So now I'm going to blend my bronzer. Just tap it in with that same angled brush that I used to contour. But just blend. Also, I push this bronzer into my hairline. So push it into the hairline and also push it down to my forehead. With the eyelid, I just tap, and then the chin area, I just like to push it into my neck. Then I like to use another small fluffy brush to just contour my nose. So I'm just gonna take that product that was here and kind of blend it into my arch there, and then bring it down to my nose. After blending everything in, I like to go back with that same sponge that I used to blend in my, foundation, and just blend everything together. So I like to tap in those areas where I bronzed, and just kind of blend everything together. Okay, so now we're going to set our face with some setting powder. So I'm going to use two of my favorite ones that I love to use these days. My first favorite one, of course, as per usual, the Yardley Absolute Translucent Powder. Okay, so I'm going to use my little puff pad thing that I got from Shein, and I'm just going to take a little bit, and then I'm just gonna make it smooth. And of course, don't forget to blend out first the under eye area, and then you immediately tap in this area. Just like that. Ooh, so pretty. So pretty. Then I'll use this very pointy brush from the Glow, and then I'm just going to dust away that extra powder that is left on my skin. Okay, now I'm going to set the rest of my face, and the new setting powder, it's actually a loose powder that I'm loving, is this Black Opal True Color. This is the finishing powder in medium 400, and I'm going to set the rest of my face with it. And if you can see, it's a lot more darker, like in brown in color. And I'm just going to tap in the product and just sit, just like in a way, set the rest of my face, all the places where I put that bronzer especially. Oh, disclaimer, you don't have to get two setting powders to set your face. You can either use the translucent to set, or you can use the loose powder to set the rest of your face. I just realized that I forgot to do an extra thing that I love to use, and which is liquid blush and highlights. I forgot to put that, and that's what I generally love to use. And the two ones that I like to use is these two. This is the Catrice liquid blush in the color Orange Fizz. And on my face, it's not a bright orange. It looks more like a peach on my skin. Because I already set my face with powder, it's kind of gonna be difficult to put a liquid product on top of my powder. And then I would use this Sun-Kissed by Maybelline in the color Midnight Shimmer as my highlight. But if you want to see how these two look with this whole face, check out my YouTube shorts, my mini tutorial, YouTube tutorial on how those two look on me. Next thing I like to use is my bronzer. I'll use, of course, my favorite, the Stayfast pressed powder. This is in the color Mahagony. So I'm gonna go back with this brush here, the same one I used with the loose powder. Just gonna tap, and just put it in this area here. Just the places where I put that liquid bronzer especially. Then I'm just gonna tap, and just kind of lightly contour my nose. Okay, so I'm just gonna add something extra onto my face. You don't have to do this, but I just wanna do extra stuff. What I'm gonna use is now this Fit Me Matte Poreless Press Powder here. This is in the color 330. And I'm going to use this underneath my eye. I'm going to use back with this very pointy, weird looking brush. And I'm just going to tap it in. And I'll just put it in this area here. It's also a way to set like the like to remove too oiliness. If you continue to get oily in this area, then you just use the pressed powder to just suck up all that oil. Okay, so now I'm going to put on blush, and the blush set, the blush palette that I love to use is this Revolution one. This is in the color Sugar and Spice. I'm going to use this lovely, what is this, if I can, it doesn't have names. So I'm going to use this baby right here, this very peach one. If I used that liquid blush before and then use this color here, it would emphasize that peach color that I'm trying to get. Okay, so now I'm gonna go with this blush brush from the Real Techniques number 400, and I'm just gonna tap it in. Just take a lot of that product, pack it into that brush. So just, and then just lift it up, put it in this area, the blush. I think I'm gonna mix these two. 1, 2. Mix it to bring more color into my face, because now it doesn't want to show as much as I want it. Yeah, is it showing? So I'm going to go back, I'm going to use the palette again, and I'm going to use this dark color here, and I'm going to bring more color into my skin. More blush in that area. See, now it's more purple. Also, I'm going to put here on my eyelid. Okay, so now I have blushed up, and now we're going to put some highlight. My favorite highlight so far right now is this Essence Gimme Glow Luminous Highlighter. This is in the shade Glowy Champagne, number 10. Okay, so I'm gonna use this very small angled brush, and I'm just gonna take an amount. It's not too much. I'm just gonna put it in the high points of my cheek, this area, just like that. I'm also gonna put it here on my cupid's bow. Is it the cupid's bow? That area there of the mouth, on my chin, just like that. I love that it's a buildable highlight, so like it's not too intense the first time you put it on, so you can just build it in and just build it and build it, and then it'll just show how much you want from your highlighter. Now this part is kind of optional, but if you feel like maybe your skin is getting a little too dry, you feel like everything is just too dry for my skin, then you take a fixing spray. Lovely one. I like to use the Catrice Long Lasting Prime and Fine. As you can see, it's almost finished. As you can see, it hydrated my face. Highlighter. Take a very small brush, very tiny, precise brush, very small. Take a little bit here and kind of put it in the inner corner. So now we are going to do something with the eyes. Small thing, not too much. And I'm going to go with this Kajal pencil eyeliner in the color 08 Teddy. And I'm just gonna put it in my eye, basically. So yeah. I'm just gonna curl up my eyelashes and then come back to you when I'm doing the mascara. Okay, So now I'm going to use this lash primer by Essence just to boost up my eyelashes, to prime my eyelashes. Okay, as you can see, my eyelashes are primed basically. I think I'll look good with white eyelashes, especially if I could make also my eyebrows whiter as well. I think I'd look good. So I'm gonna go with this lovely Essence Lash Princess as per usual. Okay, so I did my eyelashes. I tried to do my bottom eyelashes, but it's there, but it's not really there as I wanted. Okay, for the lips, I'm going to use the She Glam Willy Wonka, what you call it, lip liner. This is the Magic Hand Fudge lip liner. I got this on Shein. It came with the lip gloss, so I'm just going to use the lip liner. As you can see, I'm just gonna then I'm gonna also use the She Glam Pout Pillow Cushion Lip Gloss. This is in the color Catnap. As you can see, it's a brown, lovely brown. I'm just gonna squeeze it and just it. Then I'm going to, for extra gloss, I'm going to use the same Willy Wonka lip gloss. This is the Choco River gloss. I'm just gonna tap it in. Last but not least is setting spray. Another setting spray that you could use is the Infaillible 3-second setting mist. I used this recently when I went to a festival with friends, and this spray did not move. Let me tell you, my makeup stayed for a long time, and we were there since like 3:30 until like midnight, and this makeup did not move at all. And it was a hot day, I was sweating. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 this L'Oreal spray right here. So this is the final look. How do I look? I love this. This is giving like everyday glam, more like a soft glam, I'm not gonna lie, minus putting lashes on. But yeah, it's giving soft glam. The only thing that I would change is the blush, because my slow forgetful ass, excuse my language, decided to forget to put the liquid blush, my lovely liquid brush by Catrice, and my liquid highlighter by Maybelline. That's the only thing, because I didn't want a pink look. I wanted more like a peachy blush, but it still looks good. We made this work, and I still look good. Yeah, so this is a full face of all my favorite products that I love to use. And I hope you guys love it as well, because I think I really look really cute. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed doing this video. If you have other products that you want me to try out, please comment down below and let me know what else you want me to try. All products will be in the description below. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys next week. Bye.